Hello, gorgeous Leos. Welcome to your weekly reading with me. We're just going to dive straight in. Let's take a little deep breath together and get into tune with everything. I'm just going to play a little bit of a noise over here just to get us all in tune and grounded. So, alrighty, Leo, let's dive straight in. I had a really weird dialogue going on in my mind and I thought it was kind of funny. So I'm just gonna have to tell you, so you can skip ahead if you want, but it was really about manifesting. So if that resonates with you, then this could mean something. But it was like, what I heard was someone saying, like, is it really fake it till you make it if you already know? Meaning that if you already know that it's right, if it's gonna be yours, you're not faking it then at that point. And then it was then saying, so instead of fake it till you make it, it's knowing it till you're showing it. And it was just really weird. So there you go, new motto for you. Anyway, let's dive into your reading and see what the heck is going on. Right, so your first card coming out is a leg up. So this card coming through, I also had a bit of I was thinking about this card before I went to bed last night, which was very strange. And it was all about being able to ask others for help or to get help from others, right? That's really what a leg up is. You don't have to do everything on your own. And I always say that about this card, that it's like, it's okay to rely on others for help. And it's okay to get a boost every now and again from somebody. If you need help, ask for help. Very important. If you need more information, go and ask for more information. If you need to speak to somebody, then go speak to someone. You don't have to do everything on your own. Sometimes this card comes in when the person I'm reading for is hyper independent. You like to do things your own way, and you also like to do everything and be in control of everything, and you like to make sure everyone else is looked after, but then who looks after you? So this week you're being called to allow yourself to be looked after. That can be through other people, right? Friends, family, lovers, whatever it is, but it can also be about allowing the universe to take the lead. Like, it's okay, you don't need to be pushing this week. It's important that you also take a bit of a rest and allow the spirit to show you the way if you don't know, or if you're too tired to know. Okay. And this might make a bit of sense with what we were saying in the beginning, where you might know what you're capable of or what you're going to have in your life, whether it be fame, whether it be success, whether it be money, whether it be, I just know I'm going to be wealthy, or I just know I'm going to have the soulmate of my life. Like, I know that's out there for me. I know that I'm going to have that, or I know that I'm this specific person, is confident. I don't know, whatever it is that you want, it'd be different for everybody. But you might not know how to get there. So I feel like that's the energy where it's saying, okay, well, lean on spirit. All you need to know is that you're going to have it, okay? And allow yourself to be taken over there. Okay, but anyway, kind of a bit about surrendering and allowing yourself to depend on others at times. Then the next card that we have out for you is Snake Spirit, time to heal. So it's something you need to heal from. All right, so you can shed a layer of yourself here that no longer serves you, okay? Whether it be your own certain like traits or fears that you're bringing into your life. So it could be people in your life, whatever it is. The fives represent necessary changes. And of course, 2 5s make it 10, completion. So in order to fully move on from something that maybe you moved on from a while ago, physically, but emotionally and spiritually it's still there, I feel like there's maybe calling upon spirit. Some of you do need to do some sort of ritual like cord cutting or meditation on it, so you can fully, I guess get spirit's help to allow yourself to shed something. That's interesting. But anyway, time to heal. What else do we have for you, Leo? You have the first quarter moon in Aries. Step into your power. A lot of people have been having that kind of message in different decks and in different cards, where it's saying like it's time to step into your power. We actually have a chakra here. I believe that is your solar plexus. So this is your willpower, right? Time to step into your confidence. It's time to step into your knowing that you can do something or achieve something. Okay, so again, similar to what we've been saying, Aries is all about leadership and power and hard-headedness, is determination, independence, maybe even as well. It reminds me of the Emperor. So it's entrepreneurial, it's building an empire, something huge, calling the shots, making hard decisions, being disciplined. So these are all factors that maybe are coming into your life, but you're being called to step into your power. All right, what else do we have for you, Leo? We have ring. A marriage will take place either romantic or in business. I like that. Oh, Oh, and a broken ring. So I wonder if you guys are going from one contract to another, from one relationship to another. I wonder if this is a reflection on something here, or maybe a marriage is ending, but you're going into a new business. It kind of feels like you have ring and then a broken ring. So there's that. This could be something that you're healing from, though, for sure. You know, maybe something was going to lead to a marriage or was going to lead to a business partnership, but then something fell through. Okay. Parting of the ways, either in romance or business. So, wow. Okay. Heart coming through. This is love, deep affection, and caring. And then you have great happiness. So this is nice stuff. So that seems to be past. This seems to be what you're moving towards. More happiness, more heartfelt feelings, love, kindness, caring coming from others. Okay, so that's nice. Because that shocked me. I have to say that. Okay, well, overall energy of the week is judgment, releasing, forgiving, letting go. And I always have to say with forgiving is not saying, okay, I'm happy you did that to me. It's not about that. Or letting anyone in your life either. It's not about letting someone get away with anything. It really is saying, okay, I'm not going to allow this to keep taking from me, you know? And as I said, there is an element here that some of you might still be holding on to, the pains that somebody brought into your life, or the betrayal maybe that they brought. I don't know exactly what it is, but it does feel like something that you had hope for and felt magical in the beginning ended up really being very painful. So that's something that you're healing from. So judgment, surrendering, releasing. This is a week where you're gaining a lot of clarity, right? Judgment is also about spiritual awakening, right? You are being enlightened to a new chapter, but it does require you to let go of your old self, your old life, your old memories, whatever it is that's holding you back, so you can enter this new chapter freely, okay? With no baggage, or as this new frequency almost, you know, that's what it feels like. So whatever. Okay, surrendering, letting go, gaining truth, gaining clarity, forgiving, understanding, finding peace in your life, and moving on to a new chapter of your life. Your energy is the Three of Swords. So damn, yeah, you guys really are actually healing from something. Okay, and this is probably why you have reclaim your power, stepping into your power. Okay, Three of Swords, heartache, pain. We do have the heart here, so you are going to be healing this, but of course you need to spend some time to do that, right? Focusing on things that make you happy. Okay, I will clarify this stuff. So how you are showing up is Three of Swords, heartbreak, pain. Your challenge is the King of Wands. So if I'm going to go with the stereotypes of these cards and how they sometimes show up, King of Wands being your challenge could be a player, right? Somebody may have made a big promise to you and they didn't fulfill it, right? Somebody may have decided they wanted to work on their financial or their financial, I don't know why I want to say financial. Like this could be a person who is career driven and now they're like, do you know what? I'm going to go move on to my career. Or I don't know. I feel like there's an element of feeling betrayed by somebody. And it could be another fire sign, another Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. But I'm getting an element here that the person I'm picking up on, for some of you, it's not going to be a message for everybody, but it definitely feels like somebody who is who could really be focusing again, like who feels that their career life is more important, which that's where the betrayal is coming from. And I just sense a little bit of arrogance here, just a little bit of like someone decides that their career is more important than their relationship. So that seems to be something they're prioritizing. Anyways, when it comes down to you, your challenge here, I guess, is also getting into your own mojo, right? Getting into your own career right now and focusing on that and adapting to the challenges that come up, right? Because that's what the King of Wands is his strength here. It's adapting and calling the shots and letting your visions and your creativities and what you see for yourself lead the way. So creativity could be a bit blocked here. No wonder. You have a lot of emotions coming through, which water can dampen fire. So that's always what I see with that. But it's an area where they're wanting you to heal first, do later. But let's see what else comes through. As your advice is the Chariot. So that is definitely always a card of moving on. As advice, it's time to chase your dreams. It's time to chase the star, even if the star is just healing something, right? It's time to go after the thing that you really want right now. And if it feels out of reach, it's time to make it closer. And whatever that means to you, so it means taking steps towards it. Of course, the Chariot also speaks about the need to be balanced before you step outside your comfort zone and take a big leap of faith. For sure, it's time to get grounded within yourself about that. But this does really feel like taking your power back, for sure. It's like this person's not going to be defined by this city. She's going to go out there and explore and find herself. And maybe that's something that maybe you guys will be doing. I'm going to go in and clarify though. So let's work backwards. Why is the Chariot the advice? Why is the Chariot the advice? The Eight of Cups. Yeah, it really is walking away from something. I wonder if you guys are parting from somebody else. Maybe that's what you are doing. Maybe you're deciding your career is more important. That's an interesting twist. But the Eight of Cups is walking away from things that don't serve you. There is something bigger out there for yourself than what you might have been holding on to or hoping for. And I always say that with this card, because I always say that we always are attracted to this flame, and this flame seems to be the thing that gives us happiness or hope, whatever it may be. A little bit of warmth, but it's not the full sun that she's going to actually be walking into. Something much bigger on the horizons for you. So that is what you're understanding, and that's your advice here to understand, and that's what's going to help you move forward. Okay, chasing your dreams, finding your true emotional fulfillment, because something cannot give you the full spectrum of happiness. Okay, why is the King of Wands a challenge? The High Priestess. Don't know why I was going to say Knight. So the High Priestess can represent, again, that somebody may have had some secrets here. Okay, it's also about following your own intuition too, being a challenge. What is this challenge? Yeah, I mean, some of you could definitely be just discovering something, because the Page of Cups can be like emotional news. And just because of this stereotype that maybe somebody, this may have been something you've already been through that you're healing from. That's why it's your challenge, is kind of seeing someone in a different light is coming up here. Now, another way that this can resonate for somebody out there as your challenge is, again, about your challenge is to start to trust in yourself more. And again, the vision that you see for yourself, the passions that you have for yourself. The Page of Cups tells me something's sparking your interest, something is making you feel quite emotional, is pulling your heartstrings, which again is Leo energy. So it feels like that's important as well with this card too. So the High Priestess is this calling. Where are you being called right now? That's your challenge. And how are you going to go after it? I think it is that kind of trusting in spirit a bit more. You have the vision, let spirit kind of fill in the blanks. Okay, but take action for sure on what spirit's guiding you to do. So pay attention to your dreams. You might be quite pleasantly surprised about how much information you're going to be receiving during this time. All right, why is Leo showing up with the Three of Swords in their energy? Eight of Swords. So yeah, something is making you feel quite stuck. There's an element of something or someone else pulling the strings here. So it does feel a little bit like you feel out of control, that something's playing with your feelings or stringing you along, that your strings seem important for some reason. Eight of Swords. You're feeling really quite stuck and trapped in some difficult feelings, and it's normal. When you're feeling hurt or you're feeling a level of grief of some kind, it can feel overwhelming. And that's the energy that's coming through here. And maybe you feel a bit tied up in a contract, in a commitment with something. Maybe you feel like, oh, I made a promise. And that might be pulling you apart a bit. So Spirit really wants you to follow your heart, even if that's a difficult choice, or to prioritize your heart, even if that's a difficult choice. There's a different ways of how it might resonate, because some of you are stuck in something and you know that you want to break free, or you know that it's time to move forward and to prioritize yourself and to go after something. But again, some of you are the ones parting and breaking the ring, and others of you are kind of experiencing that and feeling a little bit overwhelmed in that. But Eight of Swords always comes with a bit of advice, saying you're not as stuck as you think you are. When you're in those feelings, it of course feels completely paralyzing and overwhelming, but you're more than that, okay? So seeing it from a different lens could be helpful, but just freeing yourself from your mind could be helpful too. Let's get one more bit of advice. Seven of Swords. Yeah, I do feel like some of you do have this element of feeling betrayed, or feeling, maybe you feel like you're betraying someone again. I don't know which end of the coin you are in, but the Seven of Swords is again that feeling of guilt, or again self-sabotage, or it's constantly thinking about something that is hidden, or you feel is hidden from you. Seven of Swords. So yeah, someone definitely around you could have had some secrets. and pulling the strings, like manipulation or gaslighting, like, you know, that kind of thing, if you've been through that. So that's something that you are going to be taking a break to heal from, for sure. Now, if this is to do with you again, and you're deciding that, okay, I want something different with my life, I think this is where you're saying step into your power. Okay, break free from the strings that seem to keep you stuck somewhere. Okay, the Judgment card. Why is this the overall energy this week? It's all about truth, for sure. Surrender. Why is Judgment here as the energy of the week? Ooh, that Justice being reversed. Three of Cups. I mean, some of you have definitely been dealing with someone who has third party, because it keeps coming up. Okay, like the constant meaning around some of these things. So the Justice card being reversed, I feel like what's being exposed right now is something that was done behind the scenes or done unethically or immorally, where things are out of balance. So Judgment is almost saying, in a way, okay, there's so many messages coming through. So you've been dealing with a situation that's been unfair, unbalanced, and unjust. Judgment, the truth is coming to light about that. And if it's already come to light, then of course this is where you're going to be called to surrender that, give it to God, so that you can move on from it, right? To heal from it. It's a lot more complex than that in real life, but there's an element that's coming through here. Three of Cups, focusing more on the right partnerships, on the friendships. Okay, don't detach from the world, make new connections, because that's going to help heal you in a lot of ways. Knight of Wands, again, getting back into your passions and your purpose and having fun, right? Exploration. It could be a good time to travel. It could be a good time to do new things, because that will help you feel better about something. Because whatever you guys were feeling betrayed by, it just feels like it was the person, you know, it was their problem. You know, it's like, I feel like, how do I explain it? It's like somebody's true colors came through, and it's like, wow, like there would be nothing that I could have done in this situation to make it better, because this person was just a bad person, or this person didn't have the right intentions. So I feel like that's why they're saying to let it go, because you can't balance those scales on your own. Like whatever has been unjust, like, yeah, it's like in this situation, probably the other person might not even apologize or anything like that, or even admit to their wrongdoing. So it's almost like having to, okay, I'm gonna let that go of needing that, so I can have calmer in my life or justice in my life outside of that. I don't know, it's that kind of vibe. And now Judgment is saying as well, if things have been unbalanced and unfair in your life in general, outside of that message, you are leaving that behind, right? Judgment again is like letting go of the whatever is holding you back, so you can rise up to better frequencies, which is a life full of a lot more justice and a lot more beautiful spiritual connections and experiences. A lot of releasing and letting go and shedding, for sure. I hope that made sense to you, Leo. Please let me know if it did. I'm gonna wish you guys all the best. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you enjoyed these readings, but I will see you guys next time, okay?